There we go. Welcome to our phase two project presentations. It sounds like everyone has been working really hard and doing a lot of great work. And I'm very excited to see what y'all have come up with. So I think I'm going to go in, let's go in reverse order for my little sheet here. Let's start off with Clement, Miles, and Eric showing off their sneakers store. Go for it. You should be able to share a screen there.
All right. Clement's going to be sharing his screen.
I didn't know we'll be the first.
Yeah, no. Well, at least we're getting it over with.
Yeah. All right. So, uh, well, ladies and gentlemen, we offer you a sneaker store that is, how can I put this? Well, we came up with the idea, to make up, a website with, it's like a website where you can purchase or you can, have a bunch of different type of sneakers. Uh, and okay, all right. So this is our website, and it's basically um a sneaker store, online sneaker store. That is actually uh helping the user to be able to see all the sneakers and the details, and the user can also add a new sneakers, like whatever sneakers he want to, and he just have to put every single details about that sneakers to be able to show in the page, just like this, and the price and everything. And um also we the user can also be able to add, I mean, after the sneakers, the user can also be um have the option to buy sneakers or put a sneakers in the card and stuff like that. So every time you click on one sneakers, it will just put it automatically in the card, and which is kind of cool. Eric worked on that, which is he did an amazing job on that one. And so yeah, I'll actually let him talk about that part because he know what he did over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to add a couple different shoes to the cart,
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
unfortunately, the Yeezys are out of stock.
yeah. One is out of stock. Yeah. Uh, oh shit. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry, guys.
that's a,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And then you go to the cart.
Yeah.
And you got them all nicely, neat, laid out. You can change the quantity
Yeah.
up to the maximum quantity. Not enough shoes in stock to fulfill the request. So you can't go over the maximum quantity that we have in stock, which is all in the JSON file. You can remove them from the cart if you want.
Yep.
Which just takes them out. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And yeah, I mean, it's nice, it's clean, it's functional. Surprisingly, it was pretty simple. It's literally just a table. And then I just add rows depending on, number of shoes there are. And it just came out looking really great. In terms of the routing and everything, Miles handled most of that, so he can talk about more of it. But if Clement, you want to add a couple and then head over to checking out, then Miles can take over.
Yeah. Well. I'll just pass it to Mark because Miles, because he did that job, so I'll just pass it to him. Actually.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So the way the routing works on our page is, you got your buttons to go to the store and the cart, and then if you head over to the cart page, you can if you probably can't see or what the hell? Sorry, the Zoom video panel was blocking off most of the screen share for me. If you look, you can see how within one of the routes there's a link. That's so the checkout button only appears at the very bottom of the cart page. And if you hit that, it'll take us on over to our checkout, which is a lot like the cart with a little bit of extra stuff on the bottom. It shows your total price, asks you to enter your email, mailing address, your zip code.
Right.
And it displays a nice little kind of sub window of your cart where you can't edit the quantity of stuff, but you can still remove things if you don't want them. And if you'll go back to the cart real quick, and let's say set the number of the red Under Armour Curry 7s down to 0 for me real quick.
Okay.
And then we head over to the cart. They're not there.
Yeah, they're not there.
Or the checkout, I mean. Yeah, they're not there. The price is updated correctly. Then all you got to do is enter in your email and your mailing address and zip code, hit the button, and it'll process the transaction.
Yeah.
Ta-da! And that does properly update the database to remove that number of shoes from the stock. Then yeah,
Yeah,
It's-
it shouldn't be there anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now the number in stock is gonna like it's -1 from now.
yeah. Let's
Or
just
minus-
let's demonstrate by getting like all 3 of the Air Jordan 1s.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, so now it's out of stock. So if I go to cart, we got it right here.
Mhm.
I can remove this one, and if I go and check out, just add, and then now it's gone. It should be gone if I refresh the page. There you go.
There you go.
There anymore.
Perfect.
So yeah, this is our app, and I mean this is basically what it does. So yeah, you just buy a new shoe. So if anybody is interested, just hit me up, and I'll send you the shoes right away. So yeah,
Awesome. That's great. I love
this
it.
is my favorite. So just in case if somebody has 70,000 over 7,000, just let me know. I'll send you the shoes right away. It comes with the luggage. So hit me up. Yeah.
That all looks amazing. That's super good. Um, cool. This looks pretty thorough. If you had another week to work on it, what would you add?
Whoa, I'll probably um have like a function where if you click on the image, you can see different type of image of the same shows, and like kind of look at them and then go back and then have some more information in the checkout, like to have a card part where you can add your card information and stuff like that, and not only pay with PayPal, you can also pay with different type of credit or debit card and stuff like that.
Nice.
This,
Cool.
we also discussed having a specific persistent user functionality,
Mhm.
storing user data in the DB-JSON to keep, like, for example, the cart persistent between reloads for individual users, adding some sort of login function so you can switch users if you want to on the fly, and each one has a different cart.
Mhm.
So something like that.
Nice. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Right. It looks great. Big round of applause for all them.
All right.
Sweet. Love it. Let's take a look at Gail and Jake's travel project, I think it is. Awesome.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
All right, I present to you all Landmark Logs. We literally just came up with the title like not even 20 minutes ago. But yeah, I thought it was funny. We kind of, from the last one, we kind of had the same kind of style. I don't know if you guys use Semantic UI, but that's what we ended up using kind of for styling a lot of it. So kind of our kind of page is just kind of like a set of cards on national parks and landmarks. So we have these cards that kind of detail a specific region, the state that it's from, some activities that it includes. And I probably should have started off with the login page because we have a login. So upon like refresh, I'm already logged in, as you can kind of see here. I have like a login, but when you initially load, it routes to the login page. So we have that. It's like in the db.json, and we have like a sign up, which I worked on. So I'm just gonna put the details in here. And it takes you into that account. Jake has one too, so I'm gonna log into that just to show that it's working. Sign in, not a secure password. So yeah, that's why I'm getting that thing. Yeah, so it shows the user here. And we have like a favorite feature, so you can kind of star the ones that you are interested in.
And the favorites persist across users as well.
Yes.
So,
so
if she logged into her account, for example, those wouldn't be favorited anymore. Yeah, we're just pulling the info from our DB JSON and then displaying it on the cards. Really not that complicated for that. I don't really. Semantic UI, you can just label the columns, rows, kind of like you can with Bootstrap. I believe Semantic and Bootstrap actually can work together interchangeably, which is really cool. I don't really know what else.
Yeah, there's a feature here. If you click on the user, you can display the specific ones that were favorited. So you can access the ones that you liked already. Yeah, and you click on it again and it goes back to displaying all of the cards. We can also search by title of the place or state or activities. So if I said walking, all the places that kind of like some activities include walking, that's included there. If we search by state, New York, that shows up, and also by title, so Yellowstone there. What else? Oh, the sign in page. That's the third kind of client route. So let me go to sign up. Well, it took me to the login page, but here, the sign up, I can create an account and this will persist. So create your account. Let's just do test user 1. Hello world. And then when you fill in the password, it asks you to pick like your first favorite. We just put this these two, but let's say Yellowstone. And you'll see it's already favorited there. And voila, you can see if you click on the thing. So that's all working nicely. And that's that was the post. And yeah, I think anything you want to add, Jake?
No, pretty much summed up the whole website.
Yeah, but I think I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it looks really clean and all the cards are centered, and yeah.
Awesome. That looks fantastic. Good stuff. What do you feel like the hardest part of this was for you?
Oh, you go ahead, Jake.
Okay, so we were doing like the favorite button at one point and trying to get it to I think it was the login. I had to like refactor the login because something weird was happening when I was trying to change the users to their own like section of the database because they were originally with the destinations because we were doing favorite a different way at first.
Mhm.
And I had to like refactor the login code because it just wasn't like changing over properly. It was kind of getting annoying. I worked on that for like 3 hours. I was sitting there trying to figure out different ways to do it, and then it worked. I was like, okay, yeah, we're good.
Cool.
For some reason, I had trouble. Well, also with the favorite things, like when you like displaying kind of the favorited data, that for some reason gave me trouble. I think because initially we had to kind of reorganize our database because here, wait, I think I have it's fine, I won't pull it up, but we only had initially one JSON object and like of destinations, and one of the kind of keys was the user, but we kind of changed that to have like a separate user object to kind of keep track of that instead, and it made it a lot easier, I think. But yeah.
Cool. It looks fantastic. Anyone else have any other questions about any of it? Cool. Looks great. Next up is Gabby and Henry with the virtual gallery, I believe.
Yes, I'll share my screen. Okay, can everyone see this okay?
Yep.
Alrighty, so this is a Artwalks. It's like a virtual gallery, like virtual art museum. We got it to, we set it up so that each individual user could kind of pick out and curate their own art gallery, virtual art gallery. So how it works is we have a login for returning users, and then we have a sign-in. But let me just show you, starting with the sign-in. So if you hit create account, you just fill out your name. So I'm just going to use Mark, and then Mark, and then password, I don't know, code. And then your favorite style, we just kind of wanted to add this feature just to like a little bio, like, oh, like what's your art style? Like what kind of art style are you into? So I'm gonna just say, I don't know, minimalism. I don't know if you're into that, Mark, but after you sign up, it'll give you a notification saying like, thanks for signing up. And then it'll redirect you back to the homepage where you could immediately just sign in. So this is kind of like the homepage that we set up. And we have a list of art pieces that we curated on our own. This is actually really fun. And this is like the part of the project where we were like, whoa, this is so cool. Because if you hover over it, it'll give you kind of like that description. Like whenever you go to an art museum, there's like that little block of text next to each piece. That's like a little description of each piece. So each piece has like a little description. And then as you can see, you can like it. And I believe you can unlike it. It won't ever downvote, but it'll just go back to whatever it was before. And then you could also add it to your favorites. And then if you go to my profile, those art pieces that you've favorited will show up in your own profile right here under the my favorites. And then going back to the home page, we have a search filter where you can filter by the art title or the artist name. So Summer Evening or Edward Hopper. And then that works for any of the other art pieces. So I don't know. Yeah, things like that. And then I believe the last other feature that we have is we have this, oh, and then it greets you as you come in based on your name that you put in. And then if you hit find friends, these are the other accounts that we've added using a db.json, and my account right here, I've already favorited a couple pieces. So if you hit view favorites, it'll show you all the pieces that I favorited using like a, yeah. And then Gabby has her own little collection. Oh, there's a double right there. But yeah.
And if somebody doesn't have any favorites yet, like if you click on Leo, I think it won't have any favorites, and it'll just say that they don't have any favorites yet. Yeah.
That was really cool. So yeah.
Cool.
Is there anything I missed, Gabby?
I think that's pretty much it, yeah. And then if you log out, it just takes you back to like the main login page, and you can re-log in or switch accounts or whatever it is.
If I log in using mine, it'll greet me. But yeah, this is our project. We're very proud of it and excited to show y'all.
Super slick.
And all of the styling was done with Semantic UI too, so.
My favorite. Yeah, it looks great. Cool. Did you the curation, did you do that by hand, or are you getting it from an API, or both?
We did it by hand.
By hand. I definitely sat like with my partner for an hour, who is an illustrator and has a minor in art history, just rattling off art pieces.
That's really great.
I think that was like a little, this is like our db.json. So we have the profile object.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so like, as you can see, it has like the username and the password.
Nice.
The passwords are private, so don't look at those.
Yeah, it's definitely not password.
And then here's Mark's, the one that I just added with the 3 favorited pieces that we favorited. And then on the same db.json, we have the artwork.
Cool.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he's great. Nice setup.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyone have any questions about any of the stuff in this project? Cool. Yeah, we'll talk about passwords in phase 4. Don't sweat it until then.
Oh my gosh.
It's fun. It's good. Let's see. Who do we have next? Next up is Clayton and Saki with a music library, I believe.
Okay, I will share my screen. Great. This is our music library. So you can, there's just a massive catalog of songs that you can add. It'll have their own little cards, and you can flip them over and get more information, and even a YouTube link to the song. And also you can like the song, which persists with the JSON server, and also you can either also edit or delete the song. So if I go in and try to edit it and just go edit something, update song, there it is. And of course I can delete a song. Say I don't want Green Day in here, that's gone. Yeah, you can also search by any of these parameters. So search by title, I can go like there's Jimi Hendrix. And if I search also by artist and go Led Zeppelin, you also have album and genre as well. So if I go like classic rock, there it is. And you can also sort by title, just alphabetical, and then by artist alphabetically. As well as there's a new form to add a new song, which you can add all sorts of just filling out all the details here, and there it is. And yeah, that's pretty much all of our functionality. We also have an about section, which is just a brief description, but yeah, it's the whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Same question as the. Oh, sorry, Saki, go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna go ahead. Sorry.
Same question for the first one. If you had another week, what would you add to this?
I think a playlist function where you could add to a playlist and build out a thing of songs. Probably another component. Which honestly, like, I wish I had more ideas with building this project, and I think a playlist function would be really cool. As well as I tried to have it so that on the cards, if you flip it around, you could have the embedded YouTube video. However, embeds are a problem. They do not like obeying any of your rules. It wanted to be like as big as the entire screen and would sort of wreck the whole thing. So that was its own problem.
Yeah.
We also wanted to do the toggle button for the dark mode and light mode, but it was just too complicated. So if we had like more time, maybe. Yeah.
I just didn't want to rewrite our CSS for that. We'd already had sort of all of it down, and we're like, wait, we have to remake this to make this work. Crap.
Cool. Any other questions? All right, good stuff. And let's see who's up next. Christian and Jason with a trivia app.
Okay, let me get my screen shared here. This one, that one.
There it is.
There it is. So welcome to Zen Trivia. We originally were going to try to do a game using React to build a game, and that proved to be too ambitious. So we thought about it and we built a game anyway. The styling here is done mostly by Christian, and I think it's fantastic. But let's get started. So we'll click there to go into our app, and we'll start here with the profiles. You can select a profile to use several features on the website. You can create a new profile. Just start a profile called test here, which populates to the drop down here that we can select. It'll welcome you in, and let's play a game of trivia. So here it'll give you questions that have point values, and it'll accumulate these points and give you strikes if you get the answer incorrect until the game ends, and then it will it'll populate the high score list. This is all persistent on a DB-JSON. And if you find a question particularly interesting, you can like it to reference it later. So just for the sake of this, there's no currently saved questions over in the collections tab. But if we start a new game and we want to like this question, that will update over here where you can reference the question before. And it includes the answers and all of that, but no cheating. So if you do that, it will start the game over. So let's answer some questions and maybe we'll get lucky and get some right here. Test doesn't have any high scores right now. Oh, 3 wrong in a row. So we got 0 points. Zeros don't actually populate to the high score list. They, that won't happen. They're filtered out. See if we can get lucky here. A little bit of a formatting issue here. There's nobody named Test in here yet. So incorrect. One more. I'm getting them right on accident now. There we go. So 4 points Test should have, and there it is.
And there it is.
Into the high scores. So that works. So one of the other things that we thought would be neat is if somebody, I like this question. I'm going to like that one too. One of the things that we thought would be neat is if you own a business and you wanted to use this website to run your trivia nights. For instance, a lot of breweries and bars. I know that the company I work for does some trivia stuff sometimes. We created a tool to allow you to create a list of questions to call out at your trivia night. So here you can select from a list of possible categories. I'm going to start with, let's do books. And we'll get 50 results. And that will populate a list that scrolls. You can scroll down through it to see all the different things, but this is a lot. So if you wanted just questions on like Harry Potter, for example, you can use the search bar to narrow it down. And these can be clicked on once again to show you the details in the question. So yeah, you can create a list to ask at your trivia night and show the answer if you'd like to see what that is.
Sorry, Jason, can you go to the home screen real quick again? I want to describe something as well, if that's
Sure.
not an issue. At the very beginning home screen where it says welcome
Oh,
to
sure.
trivia.
Yep. Let me just
You
reset
could
it here.
also
I think
toggle between.
refreshing should work now. Actually, I should have just
Yeah.
done that, but
We could also choose between toggling on and off the actual audio,
right.
the actual music
yeah,
of the
we have some
game.
audio. I don't know if that'll come through, but
Oh
there
no,
is-
hopefully it doesn't.
yeah.
Oh dang it. Never
so
mind.
there is some audio. There's some background music. It's some chill lo-fi music that Christian found from an open source provider.
And it
And
also has the click
also
effect.
there's a click sound whenever you click on something. Particularly these big glowing buttons. When you click on them, you get a click effect while the sound is going. We start the sound off muted because it's my personal opinion that if a website starts immediately playing sound, I'm not a fan. So
Yeah.
that was an executive decision. Let's get back into our test profile here. Go to collections. One more little note: the collections, you can reference these lists. They're just saved in the DB.json. And they look like this. They're the whole object, the whole question. So they have all the information the question had before. And you can reference them later. And again, show the answers if you need to. And you can remove them from the list by clicking the heart. And that will persist to the DB.json as well. And I think that's just about most of the features.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
Awesome. Looks amazing. Love the styling.
Yeah, Christian
thank
did a number on the styling for sure.
Is that all by hand, or did you use a library or something?
I did
Oh, did we lose him? You're muted, it looks like.
I think you're muted, Christian. We lost him entirely.
I'm not sure if we lost him. He did do a good portion of it by hand, and we did import libraries for Bootstrap, I believe.
Cool.
He
Sorry,
was in
I didn't
charge
hear
of-
anything.
Yeah, we lost you for a minute. Yeah. So
was there anything I said?
same question. Yeah. I was
Oh.
trying to answer, but
I didn't hear what anybody said.
Oh, did you do the CSS by hand or use libraries? Was the question?
Oh yeah, so the only thing I used Bootstrap for was the columns and the grids and the padding. The button and the animation and the highlight I did all by CSS.
Nice. Looks really good.
yeah. And one other note: this start new game button does not persist high scores. That's on purpose because, again, no cheating. So you got to take your 3 strikes if you're going to get a high score. That's how it goes.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. I love the animation.
Yep.
Any questions?
Yeah, how did you get the animation around the start new game, like the welcome button?
Those, if you look at the code, I did some span around the button, and the button I gave some styling to them. The span. CSS button.
I swear
there you
there's
go.
code here.
Scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Span. Those are all where the if you go to the animate 3, that's where the directions of the delay. Actually, Jason, if you want to go to the dev tools, I think it's easier to show them the way I showed you of like how everything works. So if you click on the button and then just toggle between the
You'll have to lead me a little bit here.
element,
Elements.
and then just click on the arrow on the upper.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then click
And
on the
this
button.
thing. Yep.
Yeah, and then go to on the hub, the colon hub in the top by the filters. Yeah, on the colon hub by the filters. Click on
Okay.
the
Filter. Gotcha.
right there. Yeah, right there, and then click on hover.
On hover.
There you go. Yeah, and then
Okay.
that shows you how it is when it's hover. So scroll. Actually, no, we need the we don't need it to hover. Sorry, you guys. Yeah. So just go to the animations, And I wish I could, yeah, because I'm having issues with my computer. So Jason is the one that is doing it. It's the span. So go to the span on the A tag on the button. So extend the button to where you see the spans on the
I'm
elements.
I'm lost
The
here.
elements. Yeah, sorry.
Elements.
The element
Okay.
tree?
Yeah, the
Okay,
element
up
tree
here.
where the
Okay.
spans are at.
Can you see them
it's
already, or am I going to scroll down? Oh, here.
right there. Yeah, there you
Ha,
go.
ha,
There you
ha,
go. There
ha.
you go. Sorry, you guys. So yeah. Very bad
Oh,
timing
okay.
on my part. Sorry about that. Click on them. There you go. That's where the animation is
Yeah,
at.
so you can
So you got the
follow
animation
those.
delay where the animation is at. So you just click through the index CSS where it says animation delay, animation, the height, the width. Just click through that. Just toggle between them. Toggle between them on the click.
Oh, I see.
yeah. Just toggle between the styles. On the yeah, right there. Where the check marks are. Where the check marks. Toggle between those. Toggle between the no. Go down. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah, those. There you go. Yeah. So
Okay.
you see, yeah. So just toggle between those and let me explain it as you do that. Start from the top. Start from
Okay.
the top. Yeah, there you go. So the top just basically aligns the position of the actual span. So if we wanted to set accordingly to the rest of them, we have to set at the top of 0. That way it matches it. The width. If you click on the width, that's just the width of the actual line that shows. If you do it less or more, it just basically expands the line or shortens the line. The height basically is the thickness of the line. The background color is basically the background of the actual line. And the thing that I'm sure you're asking about is the animation. That's what makes the line actually move. Yeah, see, if you take that off, it stays. If you put it back on, it moves. If you trigger, you see that purple little thing, Jason, right there? You can manipulate how the animation is if you click on that. And then just, yeah. So that manipulates the animation to it. So it's all animation through CSS. So you basically have the width, the height, the position, and then the animation style. And then the actual hover is it brightens up the actual box. Yeah. So if you take that off, and then if you hover it, oh no, because you're
Oh
hovering
yeah, we
span,
gotta
so you
we
have to
gotta
go
get
to
on the
the
button itself. Yeah.
yeah, you have to get on the button.
Here.
Yeah. So
and-
hover. So
Ah.
that neon effect, you could just hover over it, Jason. It's all right. There you go. So that neon effect is just a box shadow that you see right there that applies whenever you hover on it. And then for the reflection of it, that's WebKit box reflection. The very last style to welcome button on the very style that's the actual reflection of the actual button. So that allows you to have a mirrored effect on the actual button itself. So Jason, if you could toggle that off.
Oh, okay.
It takes it off. Yeah. So sorry. Hopefully that was able to explain it properly. I'm having some issues with my computer, so that's why Jason was the one that's presenting it instead of me.
Yeah. No, thank you. That was also a quick question. This is more for Mark than for you guys because I feel like he probably have more of the knowledge. But I noticed when they were messing with the animation, they were able to change it from a linear animation to a cubic Bezier animation. Are there other splines that you can animate over, like built into CSS natively, or is cubic
pretty
Bezier
much.
the only one?
I think it's mostly the animation there, and you can there's a standard set you can include as attributes, or you can, like you saw there, specify the bits and pieces manually.
Sick. I had no
We
idea
had
that was
a-
a thing.
We had a fun bug while we were making this where I removed a line of code and then immediately all of our links up here started whipping across the screen, and we couldn't. It took us a little bit to figure out why that was happening, but
Nice.
you could still click on them; they still worked, but they were flying. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Are you
Sweet.
guys? Sorry. Quick
Yep.
question. Are you guys pulling from the questions? You didn't, I don't assume you wrote all of them yourself, or maybe
no,
you
there's
did.
4,000
Yeah.
4,000
Okay.
something of them, and they're pulled from an API that appears to be crowdsourced mostly by video game players, because I think the vast majority of non-general knowledge questions are about random video games. So
Awesome. Anything else?
This is impressive, actually.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
the styling is
Yeah. I gotta learn from Christian. 'Cause he just did an amazing job.
Cool. Thanks for showing that off. And we're going to wrap up with Colin and Caitlin with an activity tracker.
Just trying to figure out how to unshare my
Oh, yeah.
screen here. Where did the button go? It's gone.
You can hit escape and it'll bring
It's
up.
at the
Just
top,
escape?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not working. Here's my Zoom call. There it is. I found it. I think I had this problem last time too.
Yeah.
I dragged it off my screen. That's why. There we go.
Sweet. Let's see that activity tracker.
You're gonna see the Zoom for a second. Or you see it? Yeah. So me and Caitlin did a activity tracker. It's kind of just like keep track of exercises, stuff like that. So on the main page, we have kind of the activity feed where you can see all the activities and stuff. Like you can see like my runs, you can see some like one of my friend, another Colin, his activities, and then some of Caitlin's. And kind of you can do new activity, select activity. So we did 2 main activities, but you could do either a run or a ride, and it'll create a form. And they're a little different from each other. So I'll add my run from this morning. And then I could pick my profile. I can pick me. It was today. It was this morning at like 5 something. An image. I'll grab that from off the screen. It was 25 something. 3.15. Seven feet of elevation because it's nice and flat here. And I can add it, and then it pops up on the bottom. It's the same thing for a ride, so it's slightly different. There's slightly different things you can add. So I'll add a ride for Caitlin. Pick her profile. Pick like yesterday. Time. 2:40. I'll grab another image. Duration. Caitlin was out here in California today. So I'll put Fullerton. And it's the same thing, you can see it. And then on here as well, you can filter by a couple things. You can filter by the distance. So if I click distance, it'll be shortest to longest. So you can see it's a mile, 1.4 miles, all the way longest to about 90 miles. You can also do it by date. So you'll see the most recent one. So since I added mine from this morning, you'll see it. You'll see Caitlin's too. You can also, one of the other pages we did was profiles. So you can choose who you want to look at. See all the activities from that one person. Like me and Caitlin as well. And then we added a routes page, so you can see. I kind of suggested routes that if you might want to do, you can kind of browse through here and look at them. And then the last thing is that if you look at the card, you can click on the name and it'll take you to the profile, which I think was weirdly the hardest thing to do. And yeah, it's pretty much it.
Cool.
Caitlin, have anything to add?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't think so. I think just that, yeah, all those new cards do persist and they automatically add those to the profiles as well. But yeah, I think otherwise you pretty much covered everything there.
Sweet. Super clean. I love it. Where are you getting the images from again?
Oh, they're just links on the DBJSON.
Cool. Are they generated from somewhere or just like grabbed random
They're
ones?
in like a hosting, and I'm just leaking to them.
Cool.
We like screenshot map images of like our own activities.
Oh, nice.
From another app and then just uploaded them to like an image hosting site.
Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, super slick. Love it. Questions?
I thought it was Google Map or something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe they use Google Maps, but
Yeah,
it's not,
I
the
really
pictures
thought it
aren't
was
from
Google
Google
Map,
Maps.
actually. Yeah.
Cool. Anything you'd like to add to this?
Maybe like if on the routes, if you clicked on it, it would automatically populate the activity.
I think
Mm.
that would be kind of cool. So you didn't have to fill it all out. It would auto-populate some of it.
Nice.
I think the other thing was we are manually entering like the pace or speed of the activity,
Hmm.
but it would make a lot more sense if you would put in the distance and time and it would calculate it. Yeah, because you could just put in like an hour-long bike ride where you did 20 miles, but you could put the speed as like 10 and it wouldn't really make sense. So
Universe breaks. Cool. Any other questions? Cool. Looked great. Big round of applause.
I was curious actually about the timer ticker form component.
Right here?
Yeah, this thing. Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, it is.
You describe that a little bit. I'm curious, how is it just like a form
It's
type
an
or something, or-
input. So, like,
Oh,
give
it's
me a
an
second.
input type.
Yeah. It's just input time is all it is.
I guess that makes sense. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Built into the browser.
Yeah, it's like a built-in,
Yeah.
Neat.
Cool. Any other questions? Sweet. Yeah, and that is our phase 2 project presentations and the official end of phase 2. These are all amazing. Like I say that every time, but like these are genuinely really good. Like it's one of the best batches I've seen in quite some time. So super proud of all of these. Really great work all around. I know yeah, it's a long project week is a long week. It's definitely like I think it's the most enjoyable and definitely I think you learn more during project week than any other time. So but yeah, it is definitely a haul. So congratulations and thanks for showing me all that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. Bye everyone watching this on the internet.